The big picture, you go get new lineman. That's the picture. I'm going to paint it perfectly.
Facts.
All right, big man, give me your take. I'm going to give you my old man take on as a coach. I want to get your take as an ex-player and as a guy that coaches kids every day.
Okay, so I work with a bunch of the guys at CU too, Savion and Isaiah Woody and Tank, and I thought what happened on Saturday was a travesty. And as an ex-buff, and a guy who bleeds that black and gold and loves them, that is not acceptable. Shedeur Sanders is a first-round draft pick, bona fide superstar quarterback, and we cannot protect him to save our lives. We can't pick up radar fronts. I did a video of 2 back-to-back plays inside the red zone in the start of the third quarter after you're supposed to make adjustments. And I love Coach O'Boyle. I love Coach Lewis. They're great men. I'm not sitting here telling you they should be fired. That's the fans' job. I am saying that if you cannot constructively criticize, then goddamn it, that's a problem. And you know what? I put out a Twitter video right when it happened, and I tagged Coach, and I know you saw it, and we spoke about it, and it blew up. And there's like almost 400,000 views on this thing on Twitter and a ton, like all this other bullshit. And Coach Prime reached out to me on DM and was like, you know what? You got a good point. I appreciate your honesty. And like, he's my guy, but that's all I need. Like, that is what this really is. He's a real bona fide football coach. He's not just watching his quarterback get plastered. He's watching his son. And like, he got hit 22 times, 17 hurries, like 12 or 13 knockdowns and 6 sacks. And it could have been 10 because he got rid of the ball on the other 4. I understand that the offensive line play from a personnel perspective is not as good as it has been. Like letting Casey Roddick go to Florida State to start for them, and letting Austin Johnson go to Purdue and start for them, and letting Jake Wiley go to UCLA and be their 6th man and stand there and watch them beat CU when he should be starting at guard for us. That hurts. It hurts, but you can't cover all those bases when you're walking in. Some guys are just tired of the turnover in Boulder and they wanted to leave. When he says get new players, that is what it is. It's either you do your job and you figure out how to do this, or you have to replace coaches and players. And that is what it is. Bro, I understand to the novice that looked like really hard shit when I posted it. But all it is 6-on-5 or even 7-on-5 because the back was playing run and play action. So after his play action fake, he should have a double read somewhere where he checks before he releases. And they had 2 opportunities where they're in full turns. And full turns, if you're getting beat inside on full turns, you just are terrible. Your guards and center are soft as hell at the point of contact. There's no snap off. They're not using their hands as weapons. Like everything is turn and pivot. They're opening up their hips and trying to like worry about speed rather than inviting speed and playing at proper angles. The lack of adjustment is my problem. Like, Coach O'Boyle is a bona fide superstar offensive line coach. He's been around forever. Coach Lewis is a great OC. We were praising him last week. He was an ex-head coach that came in to run the offense. How is it that I'm sitting in my living room watching them struggle with radar looks? I'm driving back from my son's championship game in a fucking blizzard, listening to Mark Johnson and Coach Barnett on the radio, call the game. And Coach Barnett is talking like, I don't know why this is so hard. It's just a radar look. And I'm sitting here like beating the steering wheel, and I get home and watch it, and it's the way that it was being taught to me is wrong, but the way that it was being adjusted is non-existent. And that's not Coach Prime. Could he have walked over and said, fix this? Yeah, I'm sure he did 10 times, but he's not the offensive line coach. As the offensive line coach and the offensive coordinator, and especially when you run the ball for 2 yards, there has to be a fundamental, constructive look at yourself and say, are we going to change something to facilitate a little bit more of a power run game vertically, even if it is for 3 yards a carry? And then number 2, are we actually going to sit down with a marker and a fucking whiteboard and go, hey, there's 6 guys. They're in radar. They're all standing. There's a nose tackle. It's either 5-0 with an extra player for the quarterback in his face pressure so he can pump him and get him off the ground and throw the ball, or we've got a max protect, Terry Talley, full turn this bitch. You got to short set and get your hands on penetrator shoulders and get active. And the fact that wasn't happening, that's my problem. That's my issue here. That's why I watched it 7 times. And then right after
Who you blaming?
It exploded. Everyone. It's the player's fault. It's the coach's fault. it's everyone's fault. It's my fault. I work with Savion and Isaiah. I obviously haven't done a good enough job coaching this either. Everybody's got to take a bite of the shit sandwich and smile, because the best part about this is it's fucking fixable. It's
all
fixable.
Right,
you can fix
the old man on the hill. Here's my issue. O'Boyle's the guy there, right?
Yeah, Bill O'Boyle. He was with Lewis at Kent State. He's a great
player. Really good O-line guy. On the outside looking in, everyone has praised him over the years. We've all talked about how good Sean Lewis is. Here's my take. Like me, I'm Prime. I'm at Colorado. I take those two at halftime and have a side discussion on how fucking bad the play calling is. Number one, watching the game. And maybe I'm just out of fucking whack. I'm too old for this. I don't know. But like, why are you not running the ball at all? I don't care. I don't even want to hear we can't run the ball. No, you can. Even if you get hit for a fucking 3-yard loss. You have to understand that it still slows down pass rushers. It still allows me to do other things in offense. 50 throws, and I didn't see one fucking sprint out, Matt.
No,
not one.
Nothing.
Why can't I get a turn back protection and sprint this motherfucker on the edge? If we're not going to run with the fucking running back, how about we chip with the motherfucker and let him lead back? You can waterfall the bitch, or you can sprint and turn and run the bitch. I don't care. I've done it both ways. You can run the. I used to run it like outside zone. Fuck it, rip and run everything.
Absolutely. Everything's got to look the same.
So whose fault is that?
Look, Coach Lewis is the offensive coordinator. He's in charge. It falls on him. Coach O'Boyle.
No, it falls on Prime, homie.
Yeah, but I'm getting there. The offensive line stuff, the lack of accountability on O'Boyle. But everything comes back full circle on Prime, because Coach Prime is the head man. And you know what? That's the way he wants it. There's no leader out here that is out there like when it gets bad. If shit goes bad at 6-0 or 6-0 equipment or on the show, and it's my fault. I'm the fucking leader. I've been
a proponent of Prime, and I'm going to be honest. What he said, here's the bottom line. It's on you. You just said it. It is on you as the head coach. You sit in this fucking seat right here. You either get the keys or you get them taken. Now, the assistant has no bearing.
I like what he said, though, because he's using a professional tactic in college, using the media to send a message. He was asked a question.
Mercenary football, professional football. I get it. But here's the thing I would say. If I'm a dip-spitting Iowa redneck O-line's dad, or a Mississippi backwood redneck O-line dad, and I know we fucking hate this race card shit, but that's what they're saying. This is what everyone's going to use. You know that. Prime has a fucking X on his back, just like I do, just like other people do. And what's it going to be for them guys to say, oh, you know what, man? He just threw their O-line right now under the bus because he's wanting to protect his own son at quarterback. Why would you want to go there? Bill O'Boyle and Sean Lewis, in my opinion, here's my fucking professional opinion, are in a very peculiar situation, which no one else will talk about on any show today in the world. We're going to talk about it right now. They're in a very peculiar situation as two white coaches, one who left as a head coach, who is now down as a coordinator. By the way, people don't know how this thing works. Go ahead and fuck around and have a bad season, and you won't get a head job again. People don't care what you did yesterday, dog. They care about what's today.
And
Matt, they're two white dudes. You got to go get old linemen. And I'm just telling you, black players are 90% D linemen. On the O-line, I would say it's 60-40 white.
I know that a dude that's a chameleon that played O-line and D-line, that's just a
I do too, and I brought their name up before we started the show.
I think that maybe they should ask. Because not only do I come, and I'm coming, but I get to bring like a herd. I've been on the phone with them all fucking morning. Hey, I've been having a great year. You think I can get in the transfer portal? Hey, yeah. Well, I got dudes, son. It's the motherfucking 6-0 Army.
Ooh, that's a good point, JB. I don't know why I didn't say that.
Like, all I got to do is pick up the phone. And like, if no, I'm not, no offense, but if I'm the O-line coach last year, Casey Roddick isn't starting at guard for the number 3 ranked Florida State Seminoles. He's starting at guard for CU. Jake Wiley's not at UCLA. He's starting at guard for CU. Austin Johnson's not at Purdue. He's at CU. Like I'm doing everything I can to get Weatherby and Miller and the other Weatherby. There's 4 of them, 4, and Zune and Drake Nugent and all these other dudes to CU. Like Colt Taylor, maybe he doesn't go to West Virginia. Maybe he comes to Boulder.